Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back building in the R&D of 0.7.46, the newest stable build. And today I got myself a little task at hand, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to build some text for a challenge that those guys that grab it have just nicely put on the forums there. And this one, it's for the prize being a 3D printed tech, but plastic, but colored the way it's meant to be in the game. So what you build in the game is what you should see in the print. They've got it figured out. They got themselves a new printer by the sounds of it, and it looked cool from the one I seen in the forum. So I'm hoping that maybe I can pull off a win and get one of them for myself. So I got a cool tech that I've kind of been thinking up, but there is a size limit. So I made a really cool tech, or I think what's really cool tech for the bigger size, because they have this 5x5x5 size limit, and then they got a 10x10x10 size limit. So I made one for the 10x10x10, but I wanted to work on a 5x5 in this video, just to see if I can get one for each size, better my odds. And now, I think the main requirements are it has to be cool, it has to be land-based, and cannot have any flight blocks. So that really changes it, because you can use flight blocks to make a lot of cool looks, even if they're not used for flying. So it's going to make it a little different. But before I get too far into this, I completely forgot to say, hey, welcome! How's it going today, guys? You having a good one? I hope you are. I'm glad you found my little show if you're the first time, and hey, I'm also super glad you come back if you're a return visitor, because that's awesome. And that's the kind of awesome only you guys bring. And I'm glad you have brought it. So as you can see, I'm kind of trying to make these things as useful as possible. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be cool, because that is, I think, really high on the priority list for this, because, it has to be impressive. So I'm just kind of a bit for the challenge, kind of a bit for just my personal own experimentation, just to see what I can cram into a little 5x5x5 spot. And as you can see, you can fit quite a bit. Like, I pretty much got a collection and charging mobile base going here. Now, if I do it just right, I'll be able to sell stuff and also pick up blocks. But then as far as being able to deal out damage, that's tough, because I've used most of my room already just for the base parts. See, I can go one bigger on the side, it looks like, and then I got two I can go taller. So I am going to try and make the most use... Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. The most use I can out of everything, and I'm going to put the hardest hitting weapons on with the space that's left behind. So I'm probably going to end up using a fair bit of missiles as part of my weaponry. You can see there, I do like the cruise missile. It's a heavy hitter. The seeker missiles are fast shooting. The venture missile, it's a pretty decent one too. The flamethrower just looks cool. That was trying to redeem the little cool factor on this tech, because it's kind of looking like a turd right now. Not that a turd's a bad thing, but as far as when cool techs go, it's not really that great. That helps. So the minigun on the side, that helps a cool effect, I think. And yeah, there's not going to be any sound effects in this one. I still haven't figured out how to do dual audio tracks with OBS. It said something about MKV, so I tried it. Didn't quite get the remux thing figured out quite right, I guess, because it didn't work. So, yeah. It hurts me a little bit. I'll have to figure it out at some point, though. We'll get her figured, or just go back to the other program I was using. So there. Now we got weaponry from just about everybody, except Geocore, because they're too dang big. But that was one idea. I went through a few ideas, and then I finally made the one I'm keeping as one of my entries, because we're allowed 3. So that is cool. And the neat thing about this contest, what you do is you make your tech, take the snapshot, upload it to Grabbit. You go onto the Grabbit site, and if you have to, you claim it, because they're not automatically claimed all the time, I don't think. You're flopping like a flounder. And then you can post the link for your Grabbit post, on their site, and you post it on the forum site, and then that's what they're going to use as your entries. So that's a pretty cool way of doing it, really. So I'm just curious as to see what kind of craziness everyone builds, because they were saying on there that more blocks doesn't mean cooler, which is right. But the nice thing is with the 10 by 10 size limit, we don't have to use more blocks, but it gives us the space to get creative and make something that is truly cool, instead of like a little block piece of junk. Well, it's not junk, they're useful, but they don't look cool because they're a block. It's hard to make a cube look cool, you know? But I'm trying. This is one of my off-the-wall kind of designs I wanted to try out. And with these new Springer forked wheels, I figured, hey, they're perfect. I'll give her a go. Yeah, that's looking like it'd be a little more stable. I was trying to leave all the wheels right in the center so I could just load the sides with weaponry, but... oh, got the wrong wheel. That's not going to help. Yeah, that's the one I'm after, I believe. Oh, you dirty bum, get out of there. Okay, whatever. There. Yeehaw! You can flip up and everything else. Yeah, we'll put one of them on there, get another one. Don't want it to flip too easy. Yeah, we'll try and get the base parts in here too. I don't think I'm going to worry about the mobile skew, but I really like the charging aspect of a tech. When it can charge itself and have its own repair bubble and shield. I find that to be pretty cool, even though, you know, it's not the cool factor that most people are going to be going for in this challenge. I just find useful cool. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the refinery being out there for space saving and all that, but then it's also right on the front line of everything that gets attacked. So it's a downside. Yeah, there we are. Now we got some charging capabilities. My conveyor going the wrong way. I'll have to change that at some point. But yeah, like any small tech though, it's so hard to get like storage capacity in them, because if you use a good silo that can handle more than one type of resource, there goes a lot of room right there. That's four blocks right there it takes up for the medium silo. Now, let's give her a try. Yeah, once again, sorry, no sound effects. I forgot a receiver. Had a moment. There, let's just get this, because I am only 4 wide. So I can put that like that. Use a couple of dim. There. Now we should be good to go. We're picking up stuff and we're already hard at work. Look at that. Nice. It functions. As far as cool, I am not sure. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry about selling. That's going to take up too much room. But I can do this. Ah, it hits the ground. That's not good. Huh. No, can't put that there. We could do this. That still works. And there, if I want to drop something, I can just turn the filter on. I'll probably be dropping sap. Because I find when you get this limited, it's best to plan on just using trees. Because then you don't have to worry about filtering out things. You don't have to change things all the time. But then when you do find, like, say, oleite or some carbide, you know, you can still pick it up and still use it. Then you just make sure that you can hold enough. That's why the 2 big receivers on the side are important. So there, now I got another try. See what I can get created here. This one I'm going to try and use a little bit of geocore in. I've always liked their wheels. So I'm going to try and keep all the base stuff at the back. Like right at the back. That's the wrong thing. There we are. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm doing this backwards right now. I don't know. Gotta kind of get into it before I really know what I'm doing actually at most of the time. As I said before, before, not a B floor. That'd be weird, eh? Black and yellow floors. But yeah, I don't plan much out. I have an idea, and I go with it. And then I kind of just do whatever I have to make it work. If it will work. Most of the time it does. I'm not saying that it's always easy to figure out, though. It's one nice thing with the experience. After playing for so long, I got a very good idea of what I can do with this game, even when I am pushing limits or whatnot, just because I know how things will react to some extent. But then with all the changes that keep being made, things change, right? So it's always a new experience sometimes. Yeah, I think that'd be better. There. And now, if I was to actually change the way that conveyor was running, it would be better. I guess I'll get to that later. Yeah, see, it was starting out alright on the back here. That's a pretty compact little base. It should be able to do quite a bit. It can't find nothing because we're still not able, or we're not allowed to rotate those base blocks much anymore. Flip them on their sides and stuff. It was really cool when we could do it. Hoping they bring it back. Because I actually think this is holding back the game by not being able to do that. They're worried about new players not being able to figure it out. And honestly, I don't know what their concerns are. If you can't figure out you can flip the blocks, I think you got the wrong game. Like, that's in the tutorials. Like, if you figure that not all blocks should flip, I don't know. It makes me wonder. Because honestly, I think it's more confusing when some don't flip now that we've had it. Or haven't had it. I don't care for it myself. Yeah, as you can see, this idea is kind of, I don't know, looks like a fail to me. I ain't really too keen on this one. It works, I guess. I still got, well, roughly 2 layers I could use for weaponry, but just not feeling that one. Not liking it much at all. So with this one, I think I'm gonna go more for shape than anything. I'm not really gonna worry about cramming all the base blocks in. I just want to maybe have a fun little tech. And if it can, right on, it could do something with resources, but you never know. But like all the small ones, though, there's a lot of part juggling around, and you pull one block, 5 might fall off. Different things like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're putting restrictions on EXP blocks, because that wasn't in the original post, so I'm not sure. I'm going to use some anyway if I find a tech that I really like and I want it to have them. So kind of just wait and see what it ends up. I'm just keeping an eye on the forum there to see if they change rules and whatnot. Because I think it's not over, or all entries are due by, I think it's the 14th of next month. So there's quite a while to build them up. Which is actually really a long time compared to I think most challenges are like a week or something like that. And sometimes they ask for some pretty involved things, like the one share your world. Now that's assuming everyone has a playthrough just started and going. And most of my playthroughs, I don't really have much of a world while I'm playing through the missions and the levels, upgrading my licenses. I build a base and I build a tech, and that's about it. And then after I max out, that's when I start really putting some time in on a good save, if I can get one to survive long enough and keep my interest. I get bored looking at the same world after a while if I can't come up with something I really want to build in it. But I think with this little guy here, I'm going to call this one at about an end. This is actually one of the best ones out of this little series that I got, or set of techs. I like it. I want to put a dude looking thing on top of it, but I'm running out of room. So we'll see how that all turns out. But as always, you know, if you did like what you saw, please throw the like down below. Comments galore, even if it's just to say hi. You know, it'd be awesome to hear from you. Subscriptions and dinging of the bell, you know, all that cool stuff only you guys can bring. It fuels up the little channel. And also, don't forget about the Saturday Showcase, where if you got a cool and original tech, find my link in the description for the auditions, post on the thread, and I'll make the best dang video out of it I can. And hey, if you really want to help the channel out and fuel her up a little bit, you can always make a donation through my paypal.me link down in the description, set up for $2. Every donation will get you entered in a draw for a 3D printed tech. I'm hoping to be giving away metal ones, but hey, they got the new colored plastic, so that's an option too. It's a $40 value right now, and it's up to you if you want to enter. So until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome and keep having a good one. Bye.